Hola, los saluda Juan Carlos Arciniegas y hoy les presento una edición especial de Escenario. Y es especial porque se trata de una charla que muy pocas veces ocurre. Sucedió al final de un día cuando el entrevistado, una verdadera estrella de la música mundial, terminaba una larga jornada de entrevistas con prensa de varios países y nos enfrentábamos a la posibilidad de que por cansancio redujera el tiempo pautado y no tuviéramos material suficiente para esta media hora. Al final se extendió mucho más, pues con una sinceridad que en un principio, admito, me causó sorpresa. Michael Bublé hizo un largo recorrido desde cuando era pequeño y ayudaba a su familia en el negocio de la pesca, hasta ahora que está convertido en un exitoso cantante que ha vendido millones y millones de discos. Pero hablamos muy poco de música, pues hoy su verdadera pasión es su familia, su esposa, la actriz y modelo argentina Luisana Lopilato, y el bebé que ambos esperan. Los dejo entonces con Michael Bublé.
It's great to meet you because one of the things that I like about you is that you seem to have a very good sense of humor. Even with the paparazzis, you're nice.
Oh, gracias. I am. I'm always nice.
You are, right?
Yeah. But again, so are those murderers that kill many, many people. And their neighbors always say,
he was such a lovely, nice man, a quiet man.
You know, and then you find out
psychos.
they've killed millions, yeah.
Okay.
I've killed nobody.
No, but you see, you have a good sense of humor, and I like that. And people say that you are very humble, and we'll talk about it.
Thank you.
But I want to know first, when you go to awards and you receive an award, and I'm sure you have to think about the producers, your manager,
Yeah.
the co-writing team, blah, blah, blah. But there's always someone who's going to be, I think, in your mind, which is Demetrio Santaga.
Yes.
Is that the reason, the person why you're here today?
Yeah, you know what, it's, Demetrio is mi abuelo, and he is hugely important to me. Just my idol, my friend, he just loved me a lot, you know, and fostered my love of jazz and great American standards and stuff like that, and so definitely a huge part of my life. But you know, and I don't diminish his importance, but my mother, my father, and my sisters, and you know, there's so many people that, you know, what's amazing is that to get to this position, people couldn't realize how many people it takes to give unconditionally. Because they do these things not because they need to or there's anything in it for them. They do it because they care about you and they love you and they believe in you. And it's amazing to me.
Who was that person, the first person who listened to you? You have a story in the car and Merry Christmas, you were singing. Was it your father, was it your mother, was it your grandfather? Well, thanks to him that you started loving the music and the jazz, etc. But who was the first person to say, you know what, you have talent? Or was it you that said, I have talent?
You know, I mean, the very honest truth is that at a young age, I loved music. I was passionate about music. Even at 5 years old, 6 years old, it meant so much to me. I couldn't imagine a life without it as a fabric of my every breath, you know. But I don't think until I was about 13 did anyone really know that I really could sing. I mean, I thought I could. And then at 14, my drive didn't come from a passion for music. I would love to tell you at 14 years old that I was such a genius that I had dreamt of, you know, becoming successful. The reason I wanted to be famous is because I wanted to make out with girls so bad, you know.
Is this true?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Is this absolutely true? Is it true of any man? Most men, unless they're gay. And then they don't think about trying to make out with other girls. Which my wife thought I was, yeah. Yeah, but that's the truth. It really drove me. And I think that many men who are ambitious, almost all men who are ambitious for power in any business, that's a huge draw. And that was what it was for me. And the music meant all of these things for me. I was a romantic. Even at a young age, I was a romantic. And I really wanted to fall in love, you know. I wanted to meet someone, and God, I'd never kissed a girl, you know. And all of these songs gave images of this wonderful, romantic, you know, almost a movie of life, you know. And these songs were so romantic for me in that way.
But you're romantic, but you were raised by all these men, these fishermen who took you out for months offshore. I don't know exactly where you guys would go.
We were blue collar.
Still you think about it, right? You still think that it helped you to build your personality and the person you are too. A strong man.
Absolutely. I think, well, it's just coming from, you know, like many of us do. I've come from a, you know, not a rich family. I've come from a middle class, hard-working, good family, you know, that love each other, that put family first. And I think that they have so much integrity that it's difficult for that not to rub off on you somehow. You know, yeah, I come from a very blue-collar place. I was never fancy. We didn't have fancy things, and we were never poor. My family, anything that we wanted, they got us. I mean, we were, you know what I mean. But definitely there was a work ethic that came from coming from a family that had a difficult job like that, and there was an appreciation for what we had. You know, I got a good mom and dad, and they had a good mom and dad. So, you know, this is something I hope that I bring to the table when I have a baby.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. I did it. It worked.
You were talking about, I know when I move people, you moved me here with these just the last words of a song that I really loved, Close Your Eyes.
Oh.
It says, you are the reason that I'm feeling, no.
You're the reason that I'm breathing. With a little look my way, you're the reason that I'm feeling that it's finally safe to stay.
It's finally safe to stay. And then the title of the album, I know it's a song, but it's also To Be Loved.
Yeah.
For someone who sings about love and been singing about love all his career, must be like, wow.
Yeah, you know, I'm happy. I'm happiest in my life now because I like me. And it's the first time in my life, you know. It's the last few years I really started to fall in love with myself, you know. I wasn't a good guy. I mean, I was okay. I was never a bad man. I was never physically abusive or a drug addict or... but I definitely wasn't happy. I didn't love myself. And because I love myself now, it gives me the opportunity to love my family more and to love my wife more. There was always this sort of self-loathing, you know, because, and it all stemmed from insecurity. That same insecurity that drove me to become a famous musician. That same insecurity that told me that I needed power. You know, I needed power to show people that I'm worth being loved, you know. And then it got to a point where I had a relationship and I had my heart broken for the first time, and I realized that if I didn't change, that I would be probably a very lonely old man. You know, I'd be a rich old man with a hot girlfriend who didn't love me.
But
I like
trophy wife. But
trophy wife, exactly, yeah.
But talking to you and the way you're explaining how you were raised and everything, doesn't seem like you were a bad person. So, but you say I didn't love myself.
No, I didn't love myself. No. I was jealous. I was insecure. I was a cheater. I lied to myself. I lied to everybody about different problems that I had. And, you know, it's funny. I found myself, you know, being such a good liar that the world would never know what it was that I was lying about. And I just think that, I think we all have certain things inside us. I think we all have things that we wish were better. And I know, I mean, even you, sir, I'm sure that sometimes you sit at night and there are things that maybe you don't even want to admit to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the difference for me in this time of my life was I finally admitted it to myself, and I finally sat down and looked in the mirror and said, okay, you know, Mike, you don't love you, and therefore you can't be in a relationship with a woman who truly loves you because you don't feel like you deserve to be loved. And so it's time to do something about it. And so I started to do therapy, and I started to be more open about me and how I felt. And, you know, I don't have a filter. So even in an interview with you like this, it's impossible for me to filter anything. I'm just to be honest and open, and you know, I think things just happen the way that they should happen, you know.
And you don't know how much, you know, we appreciate when we were able to talk to someone and it's being like this.
Yeah.
Because people love you more.
Sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I find sometimes people don't forgive you. Do you know, sometimes they, you know, for some of the things even I've just said to you today, you know, the words cheater, liar, abusive, you know, all this stuff. I think people, you know, the thing is, it's strange because there was an image of me that was sold to the world by my record company. A very smooth, very romantic, nice, funny man, you know. But of course, you know, the real me is far more complicated than that, you know. I can be a jerk. I can be, you know, such a jerk and say stupid things that I wish I didn't say, and I can, you know, so we're all of us are much deeper than that, you know. And I just try to, it's funny, you know, I sit and tell you all these things, but I have to always tell myself, because it's very easy to go back to that place, you know. So I got to kind of always, you know.
One thing that you said, I want to talk about how Latin America has changed you too, like for instance, because of the love of your life. But you said something very nice the other day, like Louisiana gave you also a new family as well.
Yeah.
That they kind of adopted you also as one of their own.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole country, I mean, and her family. You know, I know when I first went there, I had fallen in love with Argentina's princess. I had fallen in love with one of their most famous actresses, and a girl that they had held since she was 6 years old, 5 years old, and some singer, you know, some foreign singer had come and taken her, you know, and I think at first people looked at me with a lot of trepidation. I think they looked at me with you know, wondering eyes, you know, who is this man? And, but I really like it there. I wish it was more secure. I'll say that.
You would live there?
I would. I mean, I do live there, but I would live there all the time. I would have my family there. But right now, the way it is, it's just not. And it's sad for me because it's so beautiful. I mean, I love the people. I love the culture. The food, the music, the wine, the parties, my friends, you know, like it's strange, you know, I've been with my wife for like 4.5 years or something like that now, and I have friends that are deep friends, like that I love, really, I love deeply. I have a friend named Caco Cochi, and Franco, we call him Caco, the thief, and
Caco, yeah,
and I love him. You know, I think something I've learned about the Latin American culture is that when someone is your friend, when they really love you, they love you. You know, they'll do anything for you. You get the shirt off their back. And so I've fallen in love with this culture, with these people, you know, and I'm proud. I want my kid to know this. I want my child to be raised as an Argentinian Canadian, you know. My child will speak both languages. And I know that's important to so important to my wife, you know.
Of course.
But definitely, I mean, I was welcomed with open arms by a beautiful family, a very tight family. The truth is, when I met my wife's family, it was like looking in the mirror because it was so similar to. It was igual, the same.
But have you been influenced in all these years, 4 years that you said about Latin music? I know she likes a lot of Ricardo Montaner.
Yeah,
and
she
her
likes
wedding,
Montaner.
She was asking for that. I said, but you have a really good one next to you. Why you want Ricardo Montaner? But what about the crooners from Latin America, like Julio Iglesias, people like that?
I just met his nephew yesterday. I love Julio Iglesias. I love Luis Miguel, Julieta Venegas. I think she's from Mexico.
From Mexico.
I think. Maná is a group that I've always, I mean, I think they're wonderful. She's introduced me to older stuff. I think Carlos Gardel.
Tango.
The tango, I thought was beautiful. But I'm learning more and more and more. I mean, every day. And I mean, I'm learning to speak more and more every day, too.
Are you? It doesn't look like.
¿Por qué?
A ver, te hago una pregunta en español.
Sí, cool. Fácil, por favor.
Sí, sí, fácil.
Cuando tú hablas,
despacio.
Despacio, gracias.
Okay. ¿Qué hiciste en tus... I'm not talking to you like a baby.
No. Please do.
¿Qué hiciste en tus últimas vacaciones?
¿Aquí?
No. ¿A dónde fuiste en tus vacaciones?
What do you say? Where do you go to
No,
vacations?
I said, what did you do during your last vacation?
You said where. Didn't you say...
No, I said, ¿qué hiciste durante tus últimas vacaciones? No, I didn't say dónde.
Oh, sorry.
Dime qué hiciste en tus últimas vacaciones.
What's the question again?
What did you do your last vacation? Where did you go? What did you do?
Vacaciones. ¿En serio?
¿En serio? ¿La playa?
Yo he comido mucho, tengo sexos, muchos sexos.
¿Todo el día?
Todo el día.
¿Muchos bebés?
Sí, sí, muchos bebés. Sí.
Okay.
No. You know, my wife says that I can speak. I can speak with you. She says I speak like a caveman.
Like a caveman.
She says, you talk like a caveman.
And how is her English?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Perfect. She's much smarter than me.
This is because of love. Also that she
No,
learns
I think
of
my wife is just smarter than me. My wife is a smart girl. You know, like, I will sit there with her and I'll say, like, mi amor, ¿cómo se dice carpet en español? And she'll say, like, alfombra. And I will say, like, alfombra. And really, maybe 1 week later, I'll say, like, oh, alfombra, you know? She will ask me, I mean, I'm trying to think of a word. You know, she'll say to me, like, I'll say, she'll say, I'll be watching a TV show, and I'll say, oh, that was scintillating. And she'll say, mi amor, what is scintillating?
What is that?
And I'll say, scintillating, amazing, wonderful, incredible. And she'll say, oh, and really? 10 minutes later, we'll be in the kitchen, and she'll say, this chicken is scintillating. And I'll say, like...
And you said once that you couldn't remember anything when you were a kid, and the way to remember was singing.
Sí. Mi esposa es una genios.
You also have to take in mind that Argentinians have they mix a lot with Italian, and for us, it's sometimes, I'm from Colombia, complicated to understand what they were saying.
Sí.
So for you, it's hard too.
Sí,
you can go to a country like Colombia that's a little more neutral.
Sí, es muy difícil, pero es muy importante porque yo quiero hablar con mi familia.
Claro.
Mi cuñado, mi cuñada no habla español, nada. Inglés, nada. And I'm old, it's hard to learn.
Yeah, the older you get.
I speak like a caveman, and then I get nervous. But I mean, I can get away with talking about easy...
Well, we shouldn't promote alcohol here, but I think when I
drink,
have 3 tequilas, my English improves.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yes. Borracho.
So I know you have to go...
Bublé borracho.
No, I'm not borracho. You consciously like to step out or to disappear for a while between album and album because you want people to get a break from you?
No.
No.
No, I need a break.
You are the one who needs a break.
Yes, I need a break.
Why?
I need to get away. I need to spend time with my family, and I need to get bored, and I need to miss being on stage and miss making records because it can burn you out, if it's just record after record and tour after tour. And I would say this, that there has been a conscious effort by me to leave people wanting more. There's a fine line between losing all your heat as an act. You know what I mean by that? Because, people forget about you very quickly. But at the same time, if you're overexposed and you're always in their face, they get tired of you, really. Why do I want another Michael Bublé record? We just had a Michael Bublé record. It's the same in movies and stuff like that. People burn out. And I always thought, Elvis Presley was my idol. And the reason I loved Elvis, really, one of my favorite things about Elvis was he never did an encore. I don't know if you know that. He never did an encore. You know what? He always left them wanting more. And I always thought that was a very difficult thing to do. It took a lot of self-control and restraint because the natural feeling that you have is to go out there and give them everything you have. And so I always thought that was really amazing that he would somehow pull back and control himself. Because if there's one thing I believe is true in this business, it's that with no mystique, it's a big mistake.
No mistake is a big mistake. Finally, it's such a shame, but I wanted to ask you, we're talking about to be loved, are you ready for the biggest love of your life, which I think will be becoming a parent, having a son or a daughter? Are you ready for that?
No.
No.
No, I don't even know what to be ready for. I've never changed a diaper in my life. It's going to be all new. I'm not even scared. I don't even know enough to be scared. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to know the feeling. I know this much now, that I thought that I loved my wife before. And when she got pregnant, I loved her even more. And I imagine that with that much love, the feeling that I must have for this human being when he or she arrives will be massive, massive. You know, I can't imagine. You know, it's strange. You know, it's very dramatic, but I have so much emotion when I even speak about my wife. You know, but it's going to be strange. It all happens in one day. You know, this will present itself in one day. It will be so heavy, this moment for me, you know. I can't imagine how I'm going to feel. I really can't imagine. I can't wait. I can't wait to go through it all. The truth is, it's made my career much better.
Huh?
Well, because I don't care. I really don't. I mean,
but you care about this baby. It's about to born the CD, the album.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. The CD, I love it. I made it with love. I hope the people like it, but not like before, when I would have been scared. Like, please, 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 you know, please. It needs to sell 8 million copies. We need to sell it. Right now, I'm thinking like, I made a great record. You know what? If the people like it, that's awesome. That's icing on the cake. Okay. I know it sounds so strange, and I don't want to ever put down but I have bigger fish to fry, as they say.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. That was really nice talking to you. My pleasure.
Llegamos al final de esta charla. Gracias por la sintonía de siempre. Y desde Hollywood los invito a un próximo escenario.